Twitter no longer just checks to see if you're a real person, it's also now judge and jury on views too. It's all part of new guidelines being laid down by the social network. Polly Boyker's been taking a closer look.
Up until this week, verification illustrated by a blue tick on Twitter was a symbol that a user's account is genuine. So if you take the account here of Donald Trump, the blue tick here denotes that, yes, these really are the words of the US president. It's a bit like a certificate of authenticity for a designer handbag or a hologram sticker on the back of a box containing a computer game. And high-profile users like Trump might have hundreds of fake and parody accounts, hence the blue tick. But Twitter says that somewhere along the line, this verification became known as an endorsement. So they've started taking the blue tick away. The blue tick purge started after Twitter was criticized for verifying the account of this man, Jason Kessler, the organizer of the deadly white nationalist rally in Charlottesville in August. Eventually, Twitter came up with an extensive list of the new guidelines. The reasons for removing the symbol include intentionally misleading people, promoting violence, inciting harassment, and the list goes on. Newly de-ticked users include Tommy Robinson, the former leader of the UK's English Defence League, and white supremacist Richard Spencer. Ordinary Twitter users have expressed confusion over the new policy. And what about accounts like these? Mohammed al-Arifi, a conservative Sunni Muslim cleric from Saudi Arabia, banned from the UK in 2014. His blue tick remains intact. Twitter says it's conducting a sweeping review of its verified accounts, and it's possible that accounts like this may not have come up for review yet. But even before the rethink, Twitter had been criticized for refusing to verify certain accounts. That of WikiLeaks editor Julian Assange, for example, or Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe, both journalists with anti-establishment views. Twitter didn't answer RT's request for more information regarding its policy review. In recent months, Twitter has faced mounting criticism for failing to combat extremism and hate speech. It's not clear how making itself the arbiter of right and wrong with a seal of approval is going to fix that. Polly Boyko, RT, London.
Well, picking up on that, US Republican Party activist John Griffiths says that Twitter bosses are stifling debate on issues that matter to people.
So the idea of de-verifying Twitter accounts on the basis of hate is more to me of a symbolic gesture towards preventing dialogue that leads to more hateful discourse. I think that what's being done is being done primarily because of top-down political pressure to try to essentially silence some discussion. But the accounts that have been blocked for hate speech, frankly, I don't think anyone has a problem with blocking them. But the idea that this could creep into something where one side has an unfair advantage in most political discussions, that's certainly a question that I think needs to be asked and looked at honestly.
Well, it's not just Twitter. Facebook's also been making headlines for its new tool called Trust Indicators. It's aimed at flagging up fake news on the site, distinguishing between trustworthy publishers and the rest. The tool's designed to disclose information about the ownership structure of media outlets. It also looks into editorial policy and fact-checking ability, reviewing headlines and articles. But it's actually up to the publishers themselves to provide their own information. We heard from a political activist who believes Facebook's letting its users down.
Facebook has the right to put whatever indicators it wants, but in doing so, it's currently doing a major disservice to its clients. It is essentially misleading them because it's basing its trust indicators on the completely flawed idea that what most of the US mainstream media is reporting is basically true. So by putting these indicators, it is essentially giving an incorrectly high level of trust. Facebook is sort of unscientifically assuming that the currently accepted mainstream media is also trustworthy. It is not trustworthy. And so allowing these people that they've assumed before even beginning any kind of real review or any kind of real experimentation that they are trustworthy, and then deciding to let them show that they're trustworthy by basically saying so, is completely backwards.